Did you know that one of the greatest fears of all humans is public speaking? It really is. And here I am proving that fear is overrated, unless you are speaking publicly about one of the other greatest fears, death. It's like that check engine light. It's blinking, and you look down, and you think, we'll get wherever we're going just fine. And then all of a sudden, the car is in the middle of the freeway on fire. So I'm here to make death a lot less scary, or at the least, less awkward. Because learning about our inevitable ending, cultivating a relationship with our ending, it will only give you more capacity to actually live and experience this one precious life. These earliest memories of loss, the first cracks in the illusion of permanence, they actually set in your foundation for how you live your life today. For many, it's the loss of a pet, a grandparent, someone at school. But it's not just the loss, it's how that loss is addressed that nurture your roots to help you grow through the impermanence of this life. My earliest memories of loss are with my maternal grandmother. When anyone in our family or in her church was sick or dying, she would put them in a hospital bed in the middle of her tiny little living room, close to the kitchen and facing the television. And I remember being 5 years old and cuddling in that hospital bed with my now ancestors, watching morning cartoons. And there were moments when it was scary. Death is inconvenient. It's very messy. And sometimes it's even loud. I remember the space between each breath growing in length, and the sound of the chest, like a rattle in the breath, and this, and these long, long pauses. And I would look to her in fear, and she would calm everyone's nervous system and say, it's natural, they're dying, it's okay, we all go through this. And it's because of her ease and grace making end of life part of everyday life that I have been bedside to the dying for 40 years. First at age 5 in that hospital bed, and then at 16 working in a nursing home as a care aide. And at 21, I established home health and wellness services in assisted living homes in the United States. And when I stepped inside of that care home in my teenage years, I found myself halfway through a 7-year journey surviving reproductive cancer. And I learned firsthand that no one wants to face or look at death until it's looking right at you. And that's natural. That's okay. And I found inside of that nursing home 108 residents. More than half of them were contemplating some of the same questions that I had in my heart and in my mind. Like, who will be with me when it's my time? Will I be in my own bed? Will I be in a hospital? And what are dreams all about? Is there a way to become awake in the dream? Every one of those elders in the care home were very clear that would be their final resting place. They did not want to move once more. That would be it. And they were ready after a long, beautiful life. But when it actually came their time, and the space between their breath grew and grew. The nurses and the doctors didn't know what to do. They froze. Death is a failure in medicine. And to everyone's surprise, a nurse would call the hospital, and my new friends would end up dying in emergency care. I wish I could say that this has changed in 30 years. And over the last century, death has become like farming, home building, healthcare. Death has become institutionalized, industrialized. Rapid urbanization, migration, smaller family sizes, these are all changing caregiving dynamics. Globally, people in developed nations that are 70 and older, 40% of them are living alone. In Sweden and Germany, this number is even greater. This is a major risk factor for loneliness, depression, chronic illness. In Japan, low birth rates and high life expectancy has caused an absolute crisis. Nearly 80% of the population 65 and older are living and dying in institutional care. In the 1990s, Japan initiated a countrywide program called Koreisha Shien, Elder Support. And there are many programs within this initiative, but I share two. Nagaya, community housing. This is a series of tiny, tiny apartments for seniors, typically in a long row. And they're set in the middle of a thriving community with young families with small children, giving both the families and the elders a sense of purpose and belonging. And the second example is Fyorei Kipu, caring currency. This is a time banking system where young people can earn credits taking care of others and redeem them for themselves later or gift them to their elders. Indigenous communities all over the world celebrate and value elders as keepers of wisdom. They help us to remember the future. And they keep alive traditions through rituals and rites of passage. And when it comes their time, they're not just taken care of by their families, they're taken care of by those who come to drink from their well of wisdom. We can all likely agree that growing older is a real privilege. And aging is actually a gift. It takes a lot of courage to face our losses with more connection, compassion, and consciousness. When you think of your own elders, people you care about in your community, what are you learning from their approach to aging, life, and the end of life? How do you see yourself doing things differently? It really does take a village to make death just as meaningful as life itself. And to really get good at anything, we must practice, right? Coming alongside someone else on their journey first is one of the best ways that I have found to truly die before you die. Because this isn't about karma or payback. This is about preparation. And experience really is the best teacher here. There are palliative and comfort care programs in large cities and small villages all over the world. You can take free trainings, you can become a volunteer, and you can come alongside someone and their family to really learn what it's like to go through the end of life, to support someone through this life and beyond. Now, before we part, I have one important question for you to contemplate. It may even change the course of your life. I have a good feeling that it will help. It will help you to have a good death. But the magic in this question is in whom you share your answers. Because people love you. They care about you. And they deserve to know your answers to this question, and likely be updated from time to time. What does life, filled with love, connection, and embracing a peaceful death on your own terms, look like for you? Your roadmap, with clear instructions in the face of your mortality, will be one of the greatest gifts that you leave in the hearts of those who will carry your love onwards. Thank you for your time.